So the next one is to Kali. So this chant has introduces a couple different bija seed syllables. So the KRIM, divine electricity. So we talked about the ka as like that's a hard consonant, so it gives an initial thrust of energy, and Kali as the defeater of death. So she is very intense powers of transformation, and there's different forms of Kali. So first you have the divine feminine, the goddesses, and then there's all these different forms of them. But then some of them also have multiple forms. So Kali has softer forms, Kali Ma, Ananda Kali Ma. We'll do that one couple chants from now, or maybe, a couple chants from now. And that's a very soft version. So that's Kali as the mother of bliss. And this next one is more protective chant. So this is a little more intense. So you have the KRIM. So Om, KRIM, HUM, HRIM, Kali, Shakti, Namaha. So it's, a lot of seed syllables one after another there. And the other thing that I should mention is that one thing that I've noticed sort of in the kirtan world is that there isn't a lot of emphasis on spiritual protection. And I think that's really a lack in the kirtan world. Because when you're doing these seed syllables, these are really like the core. Like, you can do kirtan style and, there's a lot of words in there. And, they're talking about, Nataraj, who is the son of so-and-so, who lives in such and such a place in the heaven world, and, who dances, and here's his drum, and here's his dancing feet. And, there's a lot of story going on. But these bija seed syllables are just like as close as you can get to just, the pure spiritual vibration. So they're very strong. And what I've noticed is that there isn't as much of an understanding that when you're invoking light, whether you're praying or decreeing or singing mantras or doing the bija seed syllables, that if you don't protect that, something is going to come along and stop you from that practice. And all of a sudden, everything in the world will come up. And I've had people tell me this, when they come. I have a small group that has started again, meeting on Monday nights. And, there's usually anything from, lately it's only 4 to 6. There used to be 10 or 12 people that would come. But people would tell me, I'm going out the door to come to Monday night mantras, and excuse the expression, but all hell breaks loose. Like, one of my kids wants picked up and somebody gets sick, and, I get a call from work and whatever. So I think that's one of the things that I've seen with kirtan is that you're invoking light, and if you don't have the understanding of the protection, and a lot of these seed syllables are protective. So Kali is protective, Durga is protective, her seed syllable is dum. So I have tended to start now with a mantra to Durga, for example, just as a protection. And in the smaller group that I chant with very regularly, I explain those things to them. I don't necessarily talk about everything if there's a room full of people for kirtan. So HUM, so this is another fire. This is like a lightning fire. And it's pronounced hum. It can also be pronounced with a long vowel, so that would be more like whom, like room. And that is a softer sound. And that is a wooing characteristic. So that's like the goddess calling to her own. They think of it in the East like a cow that is mooing, calling her calf. So it's like the goddess, whom, calling her own. So the HUM can form a protective energy, in particular around a dwelling place. So it's a good way to set the force field. So this one is a little more lively. There's a number of different sections to it. We'll just do the first two, and you'll get the sense that it's more of a driving kind of energy as well. Om Krim Hum Hrim Kali Shakti Namaha. Om Krim Hum Hrim Kali Shakti Namaha. Kali Ma, Kali Ma, Kali Shakti Namaha. Kali Ma, Kali Ma, Kali Shakti Namaha. Om Krim Hum Hrim Kali Shakti Namaha. Om Krim Hum Hrim Kali Shakti Namaha. Kali Ma, Kali Ma, Kali Shakti Namaha. Kali Ma, Kali Ma, Kali Shakti Namaha. Om Krim Hum Hrim Kali Shakti Namaha. Om Krim Hum Hrim Kali Shakti Namaha. Kali Ma, Kali Ma, Kali Shakti Namaha. Kali Ma, Kali Ma, Kali Shakti Namaha. Om Krim Hum Hrim Kali Shakti Namaha. Om Krim Hum Hrim Kali Shakti Namaha. Kali Ma, Kali Ma, Kali Shakti Namaha. Kali Ma, Kali Ma, Kali Shakti Namaha. Om Krim Hum Hrim Kali Shakti Namaha. Om Krim Hum Hrim Kali Shakti Namaha. Kali Ma, Kali Ma, Kali Shakti Namaha. Kali Ma, Kali Ma, Kali Shakti Namaha. Om Krim Hum Hrim Kali Shakti Namaha. Om Krim Hum Hrim Kali Shakti Namaha. Kali Ma, Kali Ma, Kali Shakti Namaha. Kali Ma, Kali Ma, Kali Shakti Namaha. Om Krim Hum Hrim Kali Shakti Namaha. Om Krim Hum Hrim Kali Shakti Namaha. Kali Ma, Kali Ma, Kali Shakti Namaha. Kali Ma, Kali Ma, Kali Shakti Namaha. Om Krim Hum Hrim Kali Shakti Namaha. Om Krim Hum Hrim Kali Shakti Namaha. Kali Ma, Kali Ma, Kali Shakti Namaha. Kali Ma, Kali Ma, Kali Shakti Namaha. Om Krim Hum Hrim Kali Shakti Namaha. Om Krim Hum Hrim Kali Shakti Namaha. Kali Ma, Kali Ma, Kali Shakti Namaha. Kali Ma, Kali Ma, Kali Shakti Namaha. Om Krim Hum Hrim Kali Shakti Namaha. Om Krim Hum Hrim Kali Shakti Namaha. Kali Ma, Kali Ma, Kali Shakti Namaha. Kali Ma, Kali Ma, Kali Shakti Namaha. personally, I really like the Kali energy. I think sometimes that's what it takes. And the world is like a little nuts right now, to just cut through.